Sacred heights, Polly. Sacred heights, Polly.
In the heart of Africa, where faith is deeply rooted in community, where worship rises through song, and where ancient church bells still echo across village fields, a young man began a journey. From the Democratic Republic of the Congo, comes Brother Prince, a man of quiet strength, deep faith, and extraordinary musical gift. A servant of God, a keyboardist, a songwriter, but destiny was calling him beyond borders. Across oceans, across cultures, across continents, in February 2026, Brother Prince arrived in Trinidad and Tobago, to begin a new chapter of formation at the Abbey of Mount St. Benedict. A new country. A new culture. A new spiritual family. Yet among the hills of Mount St. Benedict, surrounded by prayer, work, and community, he found something familiar: joy, faith, music. Arriving in the heart of the carnival season, Prince encountered the steel pan. An instrument born in Trinidad and Tobago, the only acoustic instrument invented in the 20th century, its rhythm, its melody, its spirit, awakened something within him. Now, while serving faithfully on the Abbey farm, Brother Prince is also discovering the music of a new homeland, one note at a time. From the Congo, to the Caribbean, from keyboard, to steel pan, from one calling, to another, this is not just a story about travel. It is a story of faith, of purpose, of brotherhood, of music. And of God's quiet way of leading us exactly where we are meant to be. Sacred Heights presents, Brother Prince, a journey of faith, music and purpose.
My name is Prince Kamate Kasereka from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country in the center of Africa. I'm from Butembo City, a city situated in the eastern part of Africa, in the county called North Kivu. I'm from the family of 10, 9 sisters. I'm the only one boy. And by the grace of God, all of them are still alive. The majority of them are living in Congo, but one of my elder sisters is living in Uganda, is where she is married. My parents are religiously married in the Catholic Church. My mother is there in Congo with my siblings, and my father is working in the Central African Republic, is another country neighboring Congo. Since my childhood, I can't be precise when it started, but because we grew up almost rooted in the movement of the Catholic Church, we got used to go every morning to the Mass, to attend different groups. That was our daily life, and I found myself growing up in that kind of movement as a part of my entire life, until I started involving myself deeply in many Catholic movements like choirs and the Eucharistic Crusade. Yeah. All my sisters were choir members. Now they used to take me on their back, because in Africa we usually carry on the back as the first means of transport. They used to take me to different choirs, and I grew up enjoying singing. And whenever a day could come when there is no program for choir practice, I could cry a lot until they had to create a choir at home and start singing for me, so that I can find that pleasure of feeling that songs are all around. And my mother also was a president of her choir. She told us that since her adulthood, means when she was still 30 years, up to now, she's in that choir, and at home it was almost like a complete choir. So I grew up in that environment, enjoying day and night, every time singing. So music became a part of my daily hobbies, and without music, I don't feel a day complete. Finding myself here in Trinidad, it has been a long journey, both mentally, physically, and spiritually. But I started being in touch with the monastery when I was living in Kenya, where I was working with street people. And as I have been in touch with Father John, also following, watching the Mass alive, and I got that that push that inside. I felt like I would like to join that monastery, but I didn't know where it is located exactly. But as I got in touch with Father John, he gave me the different explanations about where the monastery is found, and I started working on how to travel from Congo to Trinidad, and by the grace of God, I find myself here today. My first time leaving Congo, it was in 2017 when I graduated from university. I traveled straight to Kenya, where I found an NGO dealing with street people. I got touched with the way they were dealing with them, especially helping them to discover different talents in terms of music and other talents. And I used to go to join that NGO, volunteering, going out in the street to find children, to share the day with them, share food with them. And I remained immediately with that NGO for 5 years, working with them, with the street people, like volunteering. Yes. My family, the majority of my relatives were like skeptic, because knowing that I'm the only one boy, maybe all of them were thinking that I have to bring to bring up the offspring, to keep the name of the family alive. When I shared the idea of going to join the religious life, they were like, is this guy really serious with life? Did he find the time to think about what he wants to make as a choice? But my mother and some of my sisters, since they knew me the way I grew up in the Catholic Church, involved in different Catholic movements, they knew that this guy might end up by choosing religious life, but they never knew in which way. I myself, I never knew in which way I could join up the religious life. And until now, the positions are shared. Some are supporting me, some they find it as a betrayal. My first impression in Trinidad and Tobago was firstly the way I found people very welcoming, very kind, like that energy of enjoying life, appreciating the gift of life was a bit different from my historical background, whereby we wake up sometimes, especially my area, we have to wake up and we find ourselves under war. So that time, that full time to enjoy, like to express the gratitude to God, the gratitude of the gift of life, sometimes it's a bit challenging. But when I found it here in Trinidad and Tobago, especially during the carnival, I was like overwhelmed with that way of expressing the joy of being alive, dancing, singing, describing in some movement the cultural background of the whole country. Okay, firstly, when I reached the airport, the way Father John was like like caring, like it was the night. I myself, I knew that he could be sleeping, but around 1, 2, 3 a.m., he was there in touch with me, worrying about me. Am I safe? Am I really finding a good environment at the airport? When he texted me that he was on his way coming, I was like, oh, someone is there caring about me, he's coming. And when he took me to the monastery, I found here some brothers watching. It was early morning, and they welcomed me, gave me my place to stay, and I started life in that way, finding myself in a new family. In general, I can say that so far nothing is challenging in the real sense, but as I had to create some kind of mental disposition of knowing that I'm no longer in that life, that free life, let me put it into quotation, whereby I could move up and down, here and there, according to my own decisions or will. Right now, I have to follow a program, well-structured program, both of prayer, of meals, of movement, like everything is structured. So I had to make sure I change my mind, my previous mind, to a new one. So that move from point A to B was a bit challenging, but now I'm adapting and everything so far, so good. And here in a day in my life, the way it starts is already something positive, because the day starts with prayer. All the movement is offered already to God in prayer, and all the programs start by prayer. So the day completely from the morning to the evening is structured on two pillars of this monastic life, which is prayer and work. So all the day is spent in that way, is what I can say. That spirit of, or if I can say, that program, that monastic spirituality I found here helped me. So far, it has helped me to adjust my life, or to make my life be on a daily journey, to make me journey more and more towards God, to make sure that every day I have to make one step more to be close to God. So far, the work that has been assigned to me is working in the farm. Every day I have to spend 2 hours in the farm, helping other brothers who are working there. Especially I'm there to clean, classify, and to weigh eggs, and see how the chicken are being taken care of, and to share ideas with those specialists who are there, what we can do so that we can keep the farm moving in the better way. This is kind of a new experience, because coming also from a farming family, we have been dealing with different crops. But this one, especially working with those chicken, a lot of chicken. At home we could have maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, but here you are dealing with more than 500, which was a bit new for me. It's a new experience working in that way. Music is a big part of my entire life, especially the whole book of Psalms. When I was at home, I used to compose short songs from the book of Psalms, and I could sing every day. I had to make sure at least I sing one psalm, and it could help me to keep the presence of God in my mind. Oh yeah, there's a new instrument I discovered. Not only it was even before I come here, but I've been wondering which kind of instrument is that. During masses, I could hear that sound. I could go to the piano trying to find that sound. Where can it be found in the piano? But I've never found it. I could ask even other pianists, are you really getting that sound? They say, yes, but we don't know what it is. I could see only someone as if he was in a kind of saucepan or casserole, if I can say it, putting some sticks inside, and the sound could come out. Until I came here, my first time to visit it, it was Exodus Steel Band. I told Father John, I said, why can't we stay here immediately so that we can build here some tent and we'll stay here, so that you will be coming here and enjoy those bands as you are now in Trinidad. And from that day, I started even practicing. I could not wait. Until now, I don't sleep unless I play something, and I get some exercises from specialists like Alfred, who gives me every day at least one exercise, and I make sure that before I go to rest, I play that exercise. From my experience, I think this is common it could be common for everybody. Life is quite challenging, and every day someone should be asking the meaning, what is the purpose of life? So that daily quest of asking what is the purpose of life should lead someone to find a direction, looking for the meaning or the sense or the purpose of life. And I myself, I realized that question of asking what is the real purpose of life can be answered only in listening, or in listening to the inner voice. Everybody should listen to his heart, from where the answer about the purpose of life can come. Something new that I discovered about myself was that what I didn't know, that I can be, I can create another space out of the world I have been used to, a noisy world whereby I could stay maybe all the day, all the night, discussing with family, discussing with friends. But now I discovered that I'm living in another world where a big part of my life should be discussing with God. I hope since I'm here, I started hoping more and more that God is taking me to somewhere, but that somewhere is not yet clear, very clear, like I've not yet really reached that somewhere. But every day He's telling me, move again. I think even if I could ask a question to God and wait for Him to answer me, He could tell me, listen to your heart. Because it's from my heart that is the fountain of answers I'm asking every day about my life. And only God can talk to me through my heart. Therefore, He will tell me, listen.